Welcome, everyone, to the first ever episode of the sports podcast, Guys Who Don't Know Much About Sports. This is a podcast where we discuss sports, we express our opinions and all of our feelings, but when it comes down to it, we really don't know shit about what we're talking about. So here we go. But we have some experts around the table. When I say experts, I am heavily off-screen quoting with my hands.
We don't know shit.
Yeah, we really don't know a lot about sports, but we're going to discuss it here on this podcast.
We're big ESPN guys.
Yeah, this is more of a lifestyle opinion type of discussion. You know.
An alcohol-influenced opinion.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, very much so. And this fellow who is chiming in right now is Andrew Lelliott.
Sup?
He is the New York sports expert, I'll say.
Well,
Maybe
that's a stretch.
maybe expert is not as far as we should go. I mean, but you know a lot about it. Like
I try.
You're very.
I try.
You're.
We'll call him the New York expert.
I follow a lot of people on Twitter, so that's the best I got.
Okay. I am just a dumbass host who has no say in it. And then we have on the other side of the table.
Just call me Pat. That's it. I'm not a expert on anything. We'll just call me Pat.
Big Devils guy, though. Big Devils guy.
Big Devils
I
guy.
enjoy the Devils, but I have no expertise in anything.
Hi, and I am also here. This is Gil, a.k.a. Cold Fantastic. If you're a Half Shots listener, I do not have a microphone for myself for this segment. However, I will be chiming in periodically with anecdotes, which probably have nothing to do with sports at all. However, that is the nature of this show.
Continuing the theme.
Right. And I think I might fit right in. And I'll just slap Tim whenever I want to talk so I can get the mic. But for all intents and purposes, you have three very, very handsome young men who will be hosting this show. And let me tell you, they're saying that they don't know shit about sports. I don't know even more shit about sports. So
Touche, friend. Touche.
yeah. They're not giving themselves enough credit here. I've been listening to them talk about fantasy football for the past 3 hours and watching the various Sunday games and things of that nature. They have a much better hold than they are leading themselves on for. So enjoy.
Thanks, Gil.
Great. Yeah. Thank you very much. And for the record, I have no fucking idea who that guy is. So.
Kill yourself.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's get right into it. We saw today. What is it? November 18th.
18th.
Ready. Jesus.
Giants, Redskins.
Giants Bucks.
Yeah. He has jumped the gun by 3 weeks, but yes.
We saw a very exciting game today.
I'm thinking of the Joe
3.
Heisman game.
Yeah.
No, so Giants defeated the Bucks. I don't remember the score.
38-35.
38-35.
The expert.
Right, yeah.
If that doesn't prove that you don't know sports, I don't know what does.
Which is pretty impressive considering the start of the year the Giants have had. At this point, given the win today, that's 2 back-to-back wins, right?
Yep.
And Odell Beckham, as everyone knows, promised to win out the next, 8?
Yep, to make it 9-7 for
right.
the season.
Which, personally, I don't see happening. I don't know about you, but before we get into that, or actually leading into that, what I want to ask you is, do you think it's a better, or in terms of the Giants season and just moving forward, do you think it makes more sense for them to try and win out? Do you think that's feasible, or do you think they should just go for the draft pick?
I think it really all depends on next week. They play the Bears next week, which is a legitimate team. And if they could beat them, then the hope train kind of gets going. And if everything kind of happens the right way, and they go 9-7, people lose the right way, we could see what happens here.
We're not going to beat the Bears.
It all depends. Like I said.
We're not going to beat the Bears.
Like I said.
Well, okay. So you're saying take it week by week, essentially.
If they beat
starting...
the Bears, then I can get on that train.
Right
now, I'm not on that. Like, I gun to my head, we should lose out. Try and get that best draft pick. But if we beat the Bears, then there's a glimpse of hope. But I don't know from there.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, let's say Giants.
He's being fucking hopeful right now, man. We're not going to beat the fucking Bears.
Probably not.
We're not going to beat the Bears.
Hold on.
We're not going to beat the Bears.
Hold on. Let's say that you do beat the Bears. Okay, Giants beat the Bears next week. I mean, this is all to me. It seems like this is just like you're trying to claw and scratch at a playoff berth.
I mean, it's a miracle. Like
Right.
even if we beat the Bears, it's
Is
still a miracle.
is that the end result? Like, is that
That's
the
it.
goal, or do you actually think we can by the grace of God make playoffs and then maybe something more? Or I mean, what are you really expecting out of this season?
If they beat the Bears, I will start to believe. Not that I think they're going to, but I may start getting on that rally wagon of like, oh my God, they may be onto something. This could be pretty wild. And I would love to see that happen. Realistically, probably not. I don't really see it happening, but it could at least get me excited again for Giants football, which it's been 2 years since I've been able to be excited about anything related to the Giants.
We're
Fair
not
enough.
going to beat the Bears. We're going to lose to the Bears, and we're going to fucking lose out for the rest of the season.
Okay, all right. So,
And let's get the fucking draft
well, let's
pick.
say we lose to the Bears. What do you want to do with that draft pick? Like, let's say we fall to 3rd overall.
I mean, I don't think the fucking quarterback draft class this next year is worth it. So we're not going for a quarterback. So let's go for an O-line.
Well, I was thinking, what if we trade out of that 3 spot, get another 1st round pick,
Just try
maybe
and
a
go,
2nd,
try
and
and go
a
for
5th
the
or something.
trying to go for what?
Like, trade down from our pick, try and pick up somebody else's 1st, and maybe their 3rd and 5th.
So we
pick.
go for a first round the following year.
No. Like, swap out 1st rounds. So, like, say we trade with someone that's 21st. We take their 21st pick. See what I mean? In the 1st round. And they're...
Pat, you don't know
3rd and
shit about sports.
No, I don't.
Okay, so we're 3rd overall, right?
No, I
Let's
understand
say.
what he's saying, but I don't think we go for a 21st overall in
Well,
next year's round
No.
pick.
Same draft. You trade out of your 3rd spot. So we're in the 3rd spot, right?
Yeah.
Trade down and collect draft picks.
Yeah.
So, you swap your 1st rounders. So instead of the 3rd pick, now you have the anywhere between 15th and 23rd, whatever.
In next
And then
year.
same draft, this
Yeah.
draft. And then maybe they're 4th and 5th for that pick. So now you're collecting draft picks.
So that's what you think that the Giants that's
To me, that's
the
what
move
if
they
they're
should
going
pull.
to do, because the quarterbacks are shit coming in.
That's what I'm saying. We should
Terrible.
go for a
Right,
quarterback
so-
the next year.
So what you're doing this draft is trade away that high pick
Yeah.
to someone that really wants it, which we really don't need it.
Right, for quarterback in the next
Well,
draft.
no, just load up on this draft of other positions. So you get an offensive lineman, you get a linebacker, you get a defensive end.
Okay, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I agree with you. Yeah, we need other skill positions, not skill
We just
positions.
need fucking players.
We
at this
need
point.
we need players. We don't need skill positions. We've got Saquon Barkley. We've got Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
We've got Eli Manning, quote unquote,
Yeah.
for the time being. Okay, we don't need skill positions right now. We need linemen. We need defensive positions.
We got a
Yeah,
lot.
we need that.
That's the thing. It's
So
what drives me
trade
crazy.
away all the high positions in the draft for those unmentionable fucking positions. We
Things
need
that drive me crazy is everyone's blaming Eli.
not fucking Eli. We watched him drop a fucking bomb, a 40-yard bomb to Odell Beckham in double coverage today. It's not fucking Eli. They can say that all they want.
Like it is and it's not. Like it's both. yes, he's older. He's not what he was, but at the same time, it's everything. It's the O-line is terrible. The defense is okay. Like, it's not bad. It's a serviceable defense.
Yeah, but the people who are saying
Oh, we need so much.
the people who are saying that Odell is fucking old and is garbage and we need to get rid of him, they're fucking wrong. They're fucking wrong. Okay, we watched him drop a 40-yard bomb to Odell today. What do those people say now?
Yeah, give him time. The guy can still play.
Right, exactly. He just needs fucking a chance to drop the ball.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
you're right.
Right.
So they're wrong. They're wrong. It's not Eli is not fucking old and garbage.
Is
he
there
old and does
hold
he
on.
need?
Hold on,
Okay.
time out. Gil over here is swiping right through the night. Proud of him.
swiping right all night long? Look at
Okay, that girl literally weighed 450 pounds.
Yeah, and there's
I hope you match. I really do. Can we swiping till he matches? Come on.
That was a gremlin.
Get one. Get one.
That was legit a gremlin.
Hold on, Gil.
I personally have
You need to
seen
put your
all of his women
LinkedIn
that he's swiping
profile
on.
picture on there, because if you haven't seen him, he's very famous on Instagram.
So my philosophy when it comes to dating apps is, if you actually do think that I am even the slightest bit attractive to where you would swipe right, then I am not allowed to have any opinion on how you present yourself. Oh, I'm already out. I'm not allowed to swipe right anymore. But, oh, damn. Oh, wow. For context, the one that I'm not allowed to continue on with, her photo, this is Julietta, 23, for context, 4 miles away from Belleville, New Jersey. Her Instagram is nuoman with 2 N's. The photo that she chose to present herself with is literally her ass. And and by all means, if that's what she wants to do, then sure. But like I was saying before, I can't choose when it comes to these things. They get to choose me, you know? I'm only the coolest, smartest guy in the entire fucking world. So if they're able to pick that up from my profile, then more power to them. If they're not, then, you know, I feel a little bit sorry. I feel like the education system might have not helped them out a lot. So what's your guys' experience when it comes to dating apps and shit? Like, have you guys ever
Failed miserably.
Wait. Have you guys ever gotten like a relationship from a dating app for, you know, like a couple months or anything like that at
I'll
least?
high five on a like.
Um,
Count that as a win.
Tough
Red Bull
night.
got like a month ago.
Tough night to exhaust all your swipes on an ass pic, if you ask me. In my experience from dating apps, no, it's just been constant turmoil. Anyhow, all right, let me ask you this, Lelliot.
Next topic. We out of the Giants now.
Come on, I tried breaking it up a little bit. You know, it doesn't have to be. This is casual.
I know. I'm trying to get through all of our planned discussion. I actually am very curious. Like, so, should the Giants get a pick? You know,
a high pick.
Is there anyone that stands out to you that you think they should go for?
I really don't. Because they do need a quarterback coming down the road. They do. I mean, we missed out on Darnold. We picked Barkley, and I like the Barkley pick. Darnold would have been great, but I get it.
I don't like Darnold for the Giants though.
Okay, but I'm talking.
I think they made the right pick with Saquon.
Like I said, I
But
like
I'm
the
saying,
Barkley pick.
is there anyone in this
This
upcoming
next
draft
coming
class
draft, no. I
that
think
you-
it's the next year. That's when the draft is going to be not loaded with quarterbacks, but that's where you can find your quarterback.
This next draft is not the draft for quarterbacks.
Because Herbert, like the guy doesn't
We
want to
actually
come out of college.
Hold on,
like,
wait. Do we actually agree on something?
We do.
now?
We do.
We agree that
This is a
Look
rare
at
moment.
that. All right, look at
We've been
that.
friends for like forever, and this is the
That's
first
rare.
time we've agreed on sports.
that'll never happen ever again.
Well,
We agree.
now we're about to tear it apart because we just got through that. So now it's time to move on to hockey.
Yep.
Let's
Devils
disagree on
Rangers.
shit.
So like he
Devils
said, I was
Rangers
the
talk.
New York fan. And all right, let me do my quick Ranger spiel because it's gonna be quick because it's not good. But you guys are gonna hate this. My Rangers are somehow blowing expectations out of the water. We are supposed to be trash, and somehow we are winning games left and right. And Lundqvist has found revival. I don't know where he found it from. I don't know what's happening. Lundqvist looks
can
like
we-
he's.
Can we
8
take-
years younger. It's crazy to me. It's
Can we
crazy.
take a fucking hot second to inform the viewers that Elliot is a Rangers fan and Tim and I are Devils fans.
Yes.
No, we know that.
Yes.
All right. I just want to inform
We
the
know
viewers
that.
That's,
Hold on one second.
well,
Gil
we
has
know
something to
that.
say.
but the
Gills in.
viewers
Gills
don't.
in.
Andy, the fact that you live in New Jersey and you were born in New Jersey and you fucking choose to be a Rangers fan is absolutely fucking stupid.
Can I enlighten you, Gil? Am I allowed
You
to?
can't. We have one team.
Can I tell you why? Can I tell you why?
Yes,
we
yes.
have one team. You
Literally,
can't.
their slogan
there-
is
there's-
their slogan is one team, one jersey, one team.
How
Can I
can
tell
you?
you why?
Sure, I'd love to
So-
hear it. Yeah.
Growing up, the first 20 hockey games I ever went to were Rangers games.
Your parents suck, dude. I don't know what the fucking.
Dad worked in Manhattan. He worked 20 seconds.
Yeah,
from
and then he
Madison
moved to New Jersey to start
Square Garden. No, he always lived
family.
in Jersey.
What? Oh, well,
But
that's even worse.
The first 20 games I ever went to were Rangers games. And then I went to Devils games, and I was like, oh, this isn't as fun.
What? Because what? How is it not as much fun?
As
Never
much as
been
I
to
hate-
a game at the Garden, have you?
I have. What do you?
And it's way better.
Oh,
Dude,
hold on,
way
hold
you're
on,
out of
hold
your
on.
f- yeah.
If I can interject here, I don't stand by his statement that games at the Garden are better.
Are you going to go and say the corporate fan thing?
No,
You going to ride that
No.
fucking pony to death?
no, I won't. I won't. But what I will say is that up until the mid '80s, New Jersey only had one team,
Two. The Nets. Jargon. First time you haven't had two teams.
the Nets. What?
New Jersey has had
New
the
Jersey
Nets
Nets.
since the 80s.
No, hockey. Just strictly talking about hockey.
Okay.
The people in New Jersey, hockey wise, they had two options, I guess.
Well, they had three if you include the shitbag Flyers, but let's not include
Yeah,
them.
no,
We're
I,
not gonna
I
go
think
with five. We're not gonna go with five.
regardless of our differences, I
Okay,
think all of
okay.
us agree
Well, let me-
that
let me break-
the
let me
Flyers
break
are not
this-
an option
Let me
here.
break this
Yeah.
down original.
Devils are three
Let
for
me
the
break this
rotating
down
teams.
original six wise, okay? So original six.
Six. You're getting depth here. Okay, go
I
on.
am getting
Where are you getting
six.
original six from?
Because Devils are
for
80
in New
years late
Jersey.
on that.
For fans in New Jersey, for fans in New Jersey, original six matters, okay? Because my father grew up in New Jersey, right? So the
Okay.
only hockey team in New Jersey was the Rangers. Okay, so my father growing up, not a big hockey fan, but like if you were gonna watch hockey, who would you watch? The Rangers, right?
Right.
Okay, so then the expansion happened, and then you got all these other teams, right?
Flyers and the Islanders came in.
Right, you got all these other teams, right? So then I started following hockey about 10 years ago. I get into the Devils
You only started following 10 years ago?
about 10 years ago, yeah.
Oh, you missed all the good Devils
I
times.
did, yeah, I did. I missed the fucking 90s
Hell yeah, you
Devils.
Why are you a fan? You've just seen misery for the
Because he
most part.
loves his state.
I'm a true fan. I joined fucking in the misery.
Yeah, you
I
really
got to
did.
watch the Devils get their asses kicked by the Kings.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
But the point is, it's very reasonable to understand why New Jersey residents would be Rangers fans, because
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
as much as I hate the Rangers, it's very reasonable to understand why people would from New Jersey would be Rangers fans, because for a
Okay,
very
yeah.
long time that was the only team. At this
Can
point,
can we act? I mean, I do agree with you on all that. I'm definitely on board with all this, but can we talk Devils Rangers this season?
Yes,
All right,
we can.
So, like I said, the Rangers are really. I don't expect it to survive the whole season. I do think they go to the toilets at one point.
who's going?
The
Most
Rangers.
likely. Most likely.
Because they are unbelievably young and inexperienced. The only thing that's really stunning me is how great Lundqvist is playing. He is playing like he was playing 7 years ago.
I haven't.
It's shocking.
I have not been keeping track with Rangers anything this season.
Shocker.
Yeah, because why would I? But I have heard
Yeah,
just
I
from here and there outside reports that Lundqvist has been playing lights out all season so far, which
An anomaly.
impresses
I
me
can't
because
understand it.
you would think. I mean, I kind of expected the guy to be sort of checked out at this point.
You know what it is? I think the youth may have injected some energy into him
Right.
because I mean, really.
And
especially
I'll
the
say
last
this,
7
Well,
games.
he had an out recently, didn't he?
last season.
He had
Yeah,
an
they
option.
offered
An option, right?
They offered him. They said, "Listen, Henrik, we're gonna. If you want to get traded, where do you want to go? We'll send you there."
Right, he had an,
and he
he had
opted
a
to
complete
stay
out
in.
of his contract,
And to his fucking heroism, said, "No, I'm a
he
Ranger for
decided
life."
to stay. Yeah.
Which is why he's the most beautiful.
I do.
person
I
that's ever
respect that
existed
quite a
in Ranger
bit.
history.
So to Rangers fans, he's a
God.
fucking diamond.
Yeah.
God.
I'm going to do a brief intermission for the Half Shots Network that this podcast is currently hosted under. And per tradition, there are two things that I like to bring to the table. Number one, love that sound.
Love that sound.
Love that sound.
Sound.
And number two, it's time to do some shots, right, boys?
All right.
So who
Can I
wants
take the half one?
who wants who wants Jameson? Who wants Fireball? We got two different options here.
Which one is this?
That's Jameson,
Where's the fireball?
right over here.
All right, I'm taking the Great Balls of Fire because I'm a pussy. Because I'm a Ranger fan, apparently.
Is there
so I'm a
another
pussy.
Fireball?
Jameson boy, so
All right,
What's that?
Fireball.
I'll take that one.
All right,
What's this?
Jameson.
Yeah, you take that.
lose the pillow. Cheers, boys.
Cheers. The half shots slash
boys.
we don't know shit about sports. I thought you were gonna lie to me. I thought that was gonna be Jameson.
No, I wouldn't
I
do you
was
dirty.
actually
I would not do you
anticipating
dirty
Jameson.
like that. And we are back to your regularly scheduled programming.
All right, should we go little Yankees here?
Well, no. I'm
Oh,
not,
actually, no.
No,
Devils
let's
spiel,
keep with the
sorry.
Rangers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
went
not-
all Rangers. My
I have
bad.
a lot to say about the Devils
Yeah,
this
let's
year.
keep it
so-
with hockey.
That was very aggressive.
Because hold on, because hockey does not get enough recognition in.
Right, hockey
Media in
hockey is very
general,
undersold across all media coverage. So, and this is
Spit and
and-
Chicklets is part of the biggest media source we have for hockey, which is sad
Yes.
because that's like a subdivision of Barstool, which
Barstool.
Yeah, let's cut that.
Nope, it's in.
What's staying in forever? It's gonna be the opening
Here's-
credits.
Barstool.
Barstool.
No, I just want to talk Devils real quick because I think this year is, the Devils are in a weird. They're obviously in a bit of a rebuilding transition period. They made the playoffs last year for the first time in I think 5 years, which is pretty crazy as a Devils fan because growing up, I mean, I watched the Devils make the playoffs for like 20 years in a row or something like that.
Every second of it.
And I will admit, I'm fucking spoiled as shit. Like every year it was like, regular season, who gives a shit? Call me in April. It was like,
you were a Yankee fan of hockey
Yes.
for a long
yes,
time.
absolutely. I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
Except you didn't have the luxury of buying all the great free agents. That was the one thing. You guys actually, you did it better because you guys home grow them.
Right.
Which was
We had Lou
completely
Lamoriello.
different. Yeah. Well, you had Lou Lamoriello when it counted. Now he's old as shit and decrepit and doesn't understand how hockey works.
Yes, I also agree. I also agree with that, especially I hate to admit.
You say
The
that.
guy is a senile old man.
You say that,
Now?
but he's doing good
Actually,
things with the
yeah, true.
Islanders, so he's not.
I watched
Well-
John Tavares leave.
I honestly think
Wow.
that the Islanders'
Tavares was
The
bound.
best player they've had in 30 years.
Yeah, but
I-
Tavares was bound to leave the Islanders, Lou Lamoriello or not.
yeah, I mean,
Tavares was going.
The only good player they understand now is Barzell.
I
That
attribute
kid's nasty.
the Islanders' success to Barry Trotz this season.
What's success?
Well, just being better than people expected.
Yeah. I mean,
You
that
know?
kid, Matt Barzell, though, is fucking outstanding.
No, he is, but I mean, like everyone thought they would be complete trash.
They will be. They'll be down there in the bottom with us.
And I hope so. I hope you will too.
When the season ends, it's going to be us floating at
The
the bottom.
Devils, I think, going back to the Devils though, I think we're a big question mark because we have a decent team. If anything, we're worse off than we were last year because we lost guys that contributed a lot last year, like Brian Gibbons, who isn't like a standout guy, but
He was a
Actually, don't know who
contributor.
that is,
he
so.
contributed quite a bit. John Moore, who was good for us for
John Moore's a
a
phenomenal
couple years,
defender.
yeah, we lost him. But I mean,
And we barely skated into the playoffs last year,
right.
which was it sucked so much because I went to a playoff game last year against the Lightning, and
It just couldn't win the cup.
we fucking lost that game. It was just so fucking deflating because it was like we finally fucking made it here again. And me and my dad were at that game, and we were sitting there in the stands watching the game, and it was just like, oh great, we fucking lost. And it was almost just like, here we are. Here's the same old Devils losing to the fucking Lightning.
What was frustrating about that was that we had to, like, the Devils had to do so much work to make playoffs last year.
Yeah.
It was like the stakes were so high, and they did. They did everything they had to do to make playoffs, and they made it, which was fucking awesome. It was so exciting. And they played so well the last like stretch of the season. Then the playoffs start, and they play Tampa Bay, and
it was almost like they
Tampa
just
Bay
forgot
just-
who they were.
yeah, Tampa Bay just had these guys.
had their
It's
figured out
also a
from the
great
start.
team.
I
That
know
was
they're
a
very
great team.
and so it was
Tampa
like
Bay
I
was
mean,
a great team, but it was like they had.
I mean, that's things. Making the playoffs was an accomplishment. Anything further was not like we had.
No, hold on, Tim. You know what sucks?
No, there's
Tim,
no further expectations. However, just
You know what, Tim? You know what sucked about last year is that the Devils had the Lightning's number the entire
in the season, I know, yeah, we
the
did.
entire regular season.
But it's very
the Devils
different.
had their number, and then
Right.
we got to the playoffs, and it was like all of a sudden like things fucking shifted.
Right. Well, it's different. Owning
Playoffs are different, I know.
owning the Tampa Bay Lightning were so good last season. Having their season record during the season
yeah.
is very different from
I
when
just
you're
want-
playing them night to night, back to back, whatever.
Right.
But
I have a current question.
we're
for you
talking
guys.
about this year.
Yeah. So Schneider, Kincaid, who do you guys want to start every night? Out of curiosity.
Honestly,
That's an easy question for me.
Kincaid.
Kincaid.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
Hey, listen, I love Corey Schneider.
Hashtag Kincaid.
I love Corey Schneider, and he's a
Why
proven.
do you love Corey Schneider?
Hashtag
I have to know.
blockade.
Because
Because-
I don't think he's a particularly good goalie.
Because
I
he's
think above
proven
average.
himself in the past. Like that's the thing is,
Oh, how old is he now? I honestly don't know. It's a legitimate question. How
Who,
old is he?
Kincaid?
No, Schneider.
I think he's
Schneider-
early 30s,
31, yeah.
like
I think he's about my
32
age.
maybe 33.
Yeah, he's about mine.
When he signed, not signed, but when the Devils traded for him, I think he was like 27.
Because he was the backup. He was the backup. No, he was the
I could
backup
be-
for
For
Luongo.
Vancouver, yeah.
Vancouver. So he had already been in the
Or
league.
But the
Miller,
thing is, like-
Ryan Miller, right?
No, he was Luongo.
Luongos?
Yeah.
So he was a backup for a little while, and then he.
I
came
only
to the
say
Devils
I
as-
only say that I like the guy
as a
because
starter because we.
Oh wait, Schneider was on your bench for Marty Brodeur. You guys went to the Cup, right?
Yes, because we were losing.
Yes.
We were losing Brodeur.
Wasn't he your backup?
I don't know actually.
I think he was.
I think we traded for him.
I could be totally wrong on that.
I
but thought it
I
was.
believe we made that
I thought that was
trade.
the year of said trade.
I think it was, but we made the trade after that
Very
playoff run.
possible. I have no idea.
I don't know. Actually, I have no
Like the
idea.
year that we lost the cup.
Yeah. Wasn't he your backup?
No, I don't think
I don't
he was
think
on.
it was. I know. I don't think it was
Brodeur play for you guys after you guys lost the Cup.
like.
Maybe a year.
Schneider wasn't already on the team.
I don't think so.
No.
So who's your backup then?
Oh,
It wasn't
at that,
Kincaid.
No. It was
at that
definitely
point it
not.
was
definitely not Kincaid.
Hedberg? Was it?
Ah, yeah, probably.
This is why this podcast is guys who don't know shit about sports.
Here's proving
Everything is very questionable.
Alright, so
Um,
But
what you want to do on
to
Devils?
address
I
your
cannot give you
question,
an exact answer. No.
to address your question, I think it's
I thought he was.
between
To be
the-
perfectly
between-
honest, I thought
no, no.
he was your backup.
between.
No,
the,
I don't think he was.
No,
I
going back to Kincaid or Schneider,
Here's
I
the
think
great
it's.
thing
I
about
think
it.
it's
All right, fucking Google it. while we
Kincaid
get-
is the guy.
Goggle it. I'll goggle the shit out of it.
goggle it.
What year was that?
2012
was the when we went to the finals and
So
lost.
the 11-12
and got
season?
obliterated.
That was the year we lost to the Kings very harshly.
11-12 season, right?
Are you guys talking about your
Yes.
fantasy shit at this point?
No.
No, this is real season.
Oh, okay.
Backup goalie was.
Yeah, for the record, though, these three boys are indeed playing fantasy right now. And boy, do they have a lot of money in it.
Fantasy in your mouth.
No, sir. These guys have more money in fantasy
you're right.
than I've
Johan
ever
Hedberg.
fucking met.
Good call, Tim. Johan
Honestly.
Hedberg.
That was
Oh, yeah, it wasn't
during that
Kincaid.
run.
We didn't
Ron
get
Hedberg.
Kincaid until like 2 years later.
Well, I didn't
Shocking.
think it was Kincaid. I thought it was Schneider was your
Well,
backup.
Kincaid was in the
Oh,
system.
Schneider? No, we didn't get Schneider until a couple years later because why would you get?
Probably the next year.
No, I think it was
It'd be
the
that off season, probably the next off season.
yeah. It was we made a trade for him in the draft.
Oh, right.
And I think it was the draft following that,
Yeah,
the end of
yeah.
that season, yeah. And anyways, so I mean,
Shit is wild.
I was trying to explain why I like Corey Schneider. I think that, and what I was saying is that I believe he's
Ask me how much he looks like Marty with this mask on.
he's a proven
he's so fat.
he's a proven
Looks like an
goalie.
Uncle Daddy.
He had he played.
That blonde kid?
He played. He has playoff experience, Stanley Cup Finals when Vancouver was there and got demolished by Boston. But he played well in the limited time that he was there. In that scenario, I mean, I don't know. I feel like he's a guy that could bring a lot to our situation, but clearly. Keith Kincaid is proving that the story is very different because
He looks good.
Kincaid is
Kid looks good.
Kincaid is a
He
guy
really
who
does.
he's a guy who here's a guy.
The
Now,
block.
here's a guy.
No, we've had Keith Kincaid in our system for a long time, and
Because he can't even be that young anymore. He's probably 26, 27.
yeah, I think
He's
he's
been around.
definitely
He's been coming up and down for a long
I mean,
time now.
Yeah, because we picked him
He's-
up from
he has definitely been in
where
this,
we grab him from.
You could grab some minor league team.
Well-
It couldn't be like
No, we picked him.
he wasn't a starter for anyone else.
no, he's been in our system
In our
his
system,
entire
yeah.
career.
Yeah, that's what I
we
mean.
picked
You
him up
traded
from-
him
I don't know if
the
we
franchise maybe.
I don't know
Yeah.
if we drafted him.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know if we
I don't know.
drafted him
I don't
picked him
know.
up.
I don't know his origin, but like
But
He's been up and down your
he's
franchise
been like
Yeah, he's
our
been-
upcoming guy for
he's
a
been in
long time.
Albany.
I mean, I was actually at the game probably like 5 years ago where they pulled Brodeur and Kincaid. They put in
Albany.
Kincaid. So as a Devils fan, I've been watching this guy for quite a few years, and
Okay.
he's now proving himself this year. I feel like.
He's proving his worth for sure.
All right, so
Yeah.
I feel like we've done a lot of Devils.
He's the guy. He's the guy for sure.
You want to go on the Yankees now? Because
I'm about to punch you in the face.
no, but dude, we have a big debate here. Big debate.
Yeah,
What- what
I'll let
debate?
you guys handle that because I don't know
Yeah.
shit about the Yankees.
Yeah.
Hold
Gil,
on.
do you know anything about the Yankees? You a baseball guy, or are you just gonna go on to half shots?
I'm about to take a piss, so you
Well,
guys.
hold on.
I'll come back and we'll do
conversation.
this.
As far as baseball is concerned, me personally, I played baseball for rec up until the 8th grade, but it's
So are you a big fan of the Yankees?
well,
or-
no. Actually, I think being a fan of the Yankees is the biggest cop out that somebody could have on the East Coast, easily.
That's not fair. It's our home team.
Yeah, I'll give you that,
Like
but
it's our home team.
I'll give you that, but at the same time, I see the Yankees as a franchise in the same way that I see like Apple and Nintendo and like
See, I would-
Microsoft.
I
They're just
understand
like
that,
they're
but-
so beyond whatever is actually going on within sports to where whatever they actually do in sports, I don't see it as being as genuine as any of the other teams.
Well, I would say that for someone that's not from the area. If you were from like
okay.
Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Delaware, and you're a Yankee fan, it's kind of like. But from here, it's like, well, that's our home team.
Yeah.
Between the Yankees or the Mets, whoever you want to pick.
Yeah, I mean, if
that's
you like
fine.
the Mets, then you're just like an underdog kind of person, right? I think we could all agree to that.
Well, I feel like if you were from Long Island, Connecticut,
Wait, Pat's piss is totally gonna get caught on the clip.
I hope so.
He took it off.
Oh, he took it off.
Yeah.
Oh, that would've been so
oh
much better.
man, that's always a classic.
But like around here, like
either way.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Because like
yeah.
they're like the Yankees, the Lakers, the Cowboys. Like
Uh-huh.
you know, it's the big franchise. But
Right.
they're our local team. So, you know, your fandom is
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah. At that point, then, yeah, I know what you mean, and I agree with it to
Like,
an
it
extent.
depends when you became a fan.
It's just very oversaturated, you know?
I mean, it is, because they are the biggest
Exactly.
baseball franchise.
Oh, without question. So
they just happen to be here.
I find it more interesting when somebody from around here on the East Coast says that they like a baseball team that's not the Yankees, because then you get to actually ask them, like, so why?
Well, a
and
Mets
everything
fan,
like that.
I actually, you're not wrong, because I
Yeah.
ask a Mets fan,
Exactly.
why are you a
exactly.
Mets fan? Out of curiosity. I'm always intrigued.
Because I'm Jewish. That does come up, but
This level, Tim.
It's shocking.
Are we still good on this level?
Shockingly
that is
true.
100%. Jews love the Mets.
The Jews love the
The
Mets.
Jews do love the Mets, though.
That
He's
is
actually not wrong.
that is
It's
not
actually
a
really
mean
funny.
statement by any means. That is. Jews
All right,
love the
can we
Mets.
restart?
Oh, that was actually
Where did we?
gold. That was actually gold.
Hold on. What level? What sport did we leave off on?
We're on baseball now. And he was trying to tell me that, like, being a Yankee fan, it's like, oh, it's being a front runner and everything.
It is.
And I was like, well, I actually, like, I'm a Yankee fan, whatever, but I always ask a Met fan, why are you a Met fan? And he goes, am I Jewish? That's fair. It's a fair question.
Well, we can definitely come back to that once we start recording, because that is the
You were
type of
recording
thing
that?
like,
Oh yeah, the whole time, and I never stopped. Actually,
Okay, good, because that was gold.
I'm gonna also head
Beautiful.
back to exact P real quick. So.
Ooh, I'm back, baby.
All right, so
Wait, hold on, wait. If I can just regarding
revert back to the
yeah,
Jewish fandom.
No,
of the
not
Mets.
that. No, reverting back to actually playing baseball, because I've experienced that. Did you guys play ball at all?
I did not, so I am just
No?
an ignorant asshole that just likes watching sports.
How about you, Pat?
You never played baseball?
No, I came inflicted with my soccer season. I was a soccer
You
guy.
were a soccer guy?
Soccer guy.
Well, I was a soccer
Through and
guy
through.
too, but I played
I-
baseball because
I
they were
played
different
year-round.
seasons.
I was a
I played year-round.
myself.
I
I
was
was
a
a
full-blown-
baseball and basketball guy.
I was a baseball soccer guy. So
Okay.
I definitely did play soccer.
What did you play in baseball?
I was an outfielder, but I was
That's
also
what I would have played.
But I
played
was also
baseball.
I also became a utility player because I was kind of just like, where do we need to stick this guy? Can we play him in the outfield? Can we play him at third
There's a gay
base?
joke in there. You're trying to find one.
Yeah,
I can
I-
see it in your face. You're trying to find the gay joke.
I wasn't looking for that. I was looking more for like.
I was-
I
hold
was
on.
looking more for a nice way to say.
Here's
like,
the- here's the
so you-
thing.
no, you weren't that good. Like. No, you just described yourself as like I'm the quintessential backup. Like, but I mean,
No. I
not wrong,
wish
Bill.
I could say
You're
that.
not
Like, no, you're not entirely wrong. But like, I was the quintessential utility player in the sense that like my brother was
I'm
older
decent
than
at
me.
everything.
My
but I'm
brother
not
was
good at
older
a
than me.
Single thing.
So like when my brother's team needed like a player to play up, like
Yeah.
I would play up. So it was like where do we need a guy? Like will he play third base? Will
here's
he
the
play
guy.
outfield? So it's kind of just like that utility player that like I would play third base, I would play shortstop, I would play outfield. So like, I was kind of that guy that would
like
play
a Mario, all around, just generally doing well. Me personally, I was
Yeah, I was not like a jack. I was like a jack of all trades. Like I didn't
Drac of all trades.
Drac of all
Dracula of all trades.
I love the Drac of all trades.
Drax. I was a Drax of all trades.
Me personally,
so-
I was second base, right field, and catcher. I could do all three very well. Personally,
Word.
yeah. But I mean, baseball, I kind of fell out of love with it before high school came around.
Is it because you stood around doing nothing for most of the time?
Well,
'Cause I
no,
feel like
no,
that's-
no.
Or was there
catcher
pussy involved?
in high school, absolutely not. But no, it's like when you're in high school, you make that jump between like I'm doing the local rec league. And now there's the teams for the kids that want to actually maybe become athletes.
Yeah.
They're just so obsessed with like everything related to that, to the point where I was just like, I just played
this
this
was
because
fun.
my dad told me to. Like, you guys are insane about this, and I would
Yeah.
rather do a million other things. So, but I mean, more
That's
power
fair.
to him either way. Yeah. It was the same thing for basketball, honestly. I'm sure none of you are really basketball
I
guys or
hate
anything.
basketball.
I
the
hate
NBA
basketball
is
so
joke.
much.
I honestly,
worst.
If there's
honestly-
one thing we will not discuss in this podcast, it's basketball. Because you know what? Fuck
We
basketball.
may come back to March
why?
Madness on our picks.
No,
but
we will never come back to March
March
Madness.
Madness, just the picks.
I honestly
All
feel
right,
the
just the
picks.
picks, but fuck
because,
fuck
like we
basketball.
said,
No,
we don't know shit about sports.
We don't.
So we're gonna make our picks, and they're gonna
Yeah,
be
you
wrong.
should.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
I
But
honest-
fuck basketball.
I don't like sports the most out of the four of us that are here, but of all of the sports, I actually follow basketball the
NBA?
most. Yeah,
NBA is
because
so bad.
well, I used to play and like
No, but the NBA is
I was-
bad. It's
I-
bad for basketball. It's not basketball.
damn, that is a very deep conversation.
College basketball is basketball.
Well,
That's
no,
actual basketball.
College sports are better than any actual.
No, NFL is way better than college.
You don't-
way better.
You think
way better.
really?
The game itself, yeah. It's so
I don't know. I kind of feel like
college basketball, that's where you're still kind of allowed to play basketball a little bit. Like you can drive the lane and you have to earn a layup.
okay. I get
Like
what
you
you're
have
sa-
to earn the
I
layup.
get what you're saying from a rules perspective, but at the end of the day, like the level of drive that a college athlete
they
has
have none
compared
left.
to
No, college football has none left. There's guys sitting out left and right to not get hurt because it'll ruin their NFL career. They sit out all the time.
okay.
Like Joey Bosa's little brother. He's a sophomore, and he's sitting out this entire season.
What a
to-
bitch.
To increase his draft results.
I love to increase my draft
Yeah,
results.
because he thinks he can go in the top 5 now.
That's
So
such
he said
pussy
entire
shit, honestly.
year. Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm in front of a computer all day, but that, but that is pussy shit.
I was sitting in front of a pizza oven, so
Yeah.
I'm not beating you by any stretch.
But I mean, like, I understand what you're
Does,
saying.
does anyone,
watched a lot
does
of
anyone
ESPN.
want to talk about like in the NBA or college basketball?
Basketball sucks. Basketball sucks. Conversation's over.
I can,
The conversation's over, but does,
Well,
does
I-
anyone
I
does
can-
anyone
I can talk
acknowledge
about
the fact that
Duke
like,
rules if
these-
you want to talk about college basketball.
I just hold on. The only thing I want to acknowledge about basketball in general is the travel rule.
What
We're-
travel rule?
Exactly.
What
where
travel
where
rule?
these motherfuckers can like run for
It's
fucking
a 9-step travel.
Yeah.
It used to be two.
I got
two
the
and a
ball.
pivot.
I'm gonna run for fucking like 9
it's a
steps,
joke.
and then I'm gonna
It's a
fucking
joke.
put the ball in the net.
I mean,
like,
if you
and
want,
then nobody even bats an eye. Like the refs don't even fucking blink an eye. Like, oh yeah,
Oh.
that guy just ran fucking 9 steps.
Real quick, Pat, I'm going to make the most uncomfortable segue of all time, but so Yankees.
Go for it. Do it.
uncomfortable.
So Yankees.
All right. So what about the Yankees?
Manny Machado or Bryce Harper? Who do we go for? Can't get both. That's
What do you want to do with these men?
Manny Machado or Bryce
I don't
Harper?
understand.
Because the Yankees are going to go for one.
Wait, what do you want
Or
to?
none. What do you think?
What do you want
I'm
with
curious.
these men? Like, who's better? Is that
Oh,
the
no,
Which
question?
one do we want?
Hold on.
What do you want? What?
On our team.
Okay, all right.
Which one do we want to be on our roster?
Let's back
The
up.
question is, which man do you want more?
Manny Machado or
Yeah, y'all
The
talk
Bryce
about
is right.
y'all talk about men that you
no?
really
let's back
want.
up. Let's back up because that's a very good question. You said Manny Machado
Or Bryce Harper.
or Bryce Harper or none.
Or none.
Now, do I think we're in the market for either one? Yeah, of course. We're in the market
We're the
for
Yankees.
both of them. We're the Yankees. We have a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
Which one do I want?
Yeah.
If I had to choose one,
Yes.
Manny Machado.
Good, you're a smart man. Now, what do you
Now,
want
why?
to do?
Why?
Well, what do you want to do? Do you want none, or do you want Manny? Because obviously you don't want Bryce.
I don't want Bryce.
Me neither. He's an
Because
asshole.
Bryce is a fucking asshole.
His shitbag ruined the locker room.
He's not a Yankee. Because what are the Yankees all about?
Pride, baby. Pride.
baby. Pride. And,
Well, the
Pride
truth
of the
is, I
pinstripes.
don't know who either of these men are. So
Well,
I
you
don't
were
know
used to
what
be an Orioles
say.
fan, so you should know who Manny Machado is.
Listen, I was never an Orioles fan. Okay.
All right, but you still should, as a fake Orioles fan, he's the only good player you've had in 20 years.
I never once said that I was an Orioles fan. Anyhow,
Fake Orioles fan, you should know who Manny Machado
Okay,
is.
I
Bro
don't.
is an Orioles
Listen,
fan.
I don't do baseball. All
All
right.
right, either way.
Once again, this is why we are the guys who don't know
know
shit
sports.
about sports.
Yeah, he's an not alleged, he's a quasi weird, I shadily pay attention, but not really Oriole fan, and doesn't know who Manny Machado is.
Hold on,
Which
here-
is shocking.
Hold on, back up. Here's the reason I don't want fucking Bryce Harper, and this has everything to do with.
It's a scroll.
No.
It's a
This has
scroll of
everything to do
reasons.
with We're guys that don't know shit about sports. I don't
the
want
reason
Bryce
why is
Harper.
because you're an anti-Semite and you don't want Jews on your team.
Starter, not Jewish, but
For number
counts.
one. For number one.
Anyhow,
I just don't fucking like the guy.
He's an asshole.
yeah, because he's Jewish. That's why you don't like the guy.
Listen,
He's not gonna shave.
Might
His,
be.
he's not gonna shave his beard. Number one.
I would. Dude,
He-
did you hear how much his agent bitched out for him? Oh, Bryce can play first base. He could play first base.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, they're selling him to the
We don't
Yankees
fucking
too.
need that guy.
And the Yankees are like, nah.
Here's all I want to hear. Bryce, you can have this amount of money. Shave your fucking beard. And he's going to say no. We're going to say, all right, fine. Don't do it.
Not only that, do we have enough guys that fucking strike out left and right?
We got
Our
enough
entire
already.
team strikes out
We don't
on the reg.
We don't need home runs.
He's
and
another
strikeouts.
guy
We
that
don't
just
need him.
blasts home. He's Giancarlo Stanton.
Now here's a
Again.
guy.
Yeah, we don't need him.
Now, my question to you, here's a
I like
player.
the homegrown guys.
Now,
who
here's
just
a
come up and do
player-
crazy shit.
not a homegrown guy, but here's a player that I would love the Yankees to get. Daniel Murphy. The guy hits 300 on the reg and can play first base. He's going to cost you a little bit, probably 11, 12 million a year, but the guy hits 300 regularly and plays first base. Not great, not terrible.
So what do we do with Bird?
Oh, fuck Bird. Bird's out. Are you kidding me? Bird is out.
I'm just asking.
That kid is a
I'm just
scum.
asking
Oh,
for.
that kid is shit.
I'm
He
just
is
asking
garbage.
for the podcast. What do we do with Bird?
Dump him. He's out. Let him
So-
fucking sit in the minors. Let
Yeah,
his
kill
fucking
his ass.
contract run out. He is trash. He's a lefty that can't fucking hack it. He sucks.
You got a problem with lefties?
In Yankee Stadium, if you can't hack it as a lefty in Yankee Stadium, yeah, I got a fucking problem. It's the easiest place to hit home runs as a lefty, and he just swings and misses every fucking time. He's useless.
Yeah. All right, then fuck him.
So
He
what do
fucking sucks.
So what do you think we do this offseason?
I want Murphy and Machado. You've now solidified first and third base, which has been what, the biggest problem? First and third base? Problem 1 and 2. Because Andujar, yes, great bat. Useless at third base.
Well, then
Great hitter. And you trade him for a pitcher. Trade Andujar for a pitcher.
Whoa, okay, so that's the big ticket item.
Yeah.
Pitching for the Yankees.
Yeah. Well, we're signing Corbin. No doubt about it from Arizona. We're getting Corbin. The Yankees are going to open up the bank for that kid.
Okay, so there's
No
one
doubt
pitcher.
about it.
So Corbin, so we're taking Corbin.
No doubt about it.
So you're scratching CC.
No, CeCe's back.
Yeah, but you have to admit that the CC's got to go.
Well, you only signed for 1 year deal. It's this year. This coming year.
I know,
CC's
but I'm
back.
saying for the future. CC's not long term.
I'm talking next season. We're trying to win the World Series next year.
Okay, but
We
I'm
failed this year. We were supposed to win it, and we didn't.
I know, but I'm talking for the long term. Like we've got to.
No long term now. We're in.
CC, yeah, but CC has 1 more year. He's got to go.
Yeah, and that's this World Series year bust coming into this season. If we don't win the World Series, we fucked up.
I
We fucked
agree.
up
I
bad.
agree. I agree.
Like I gave him this year's okay, you ran into a historic Red Sox team.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I can live with that loss. Doesn't feel good, but I can live with that loss.
Okay.
But this year, after what you watched them do, we have to win it. We have to match them.
I know, but I'm not looking into like winning this year. I'm talking about the long term for the Yankees. Like CC is not going to be here past a year.
I don't think the Yankees can afford that long-term aspect right now. I think you have to match them now. This season, they have to match them in the World Series. They have to go all in for this year.
Well, as a guy who knows jack shit about baseball, I will have to agree with Lilliot on that.
You just watch your rival win
Seems like,
in
yeah.
historic fashion too.
And
You have to outdo them.
I also know that CC Sabathia is fat as shit and isn't going to get
is.
it done. So, that being said, we just covered the major tri-state area sports. We covered
I think it was a great first draft.
Covered Giants, Devils, Rangers, Yankees. No one gives a shit about the Jets or the Mets, so we're not going to talk about them. Boys, I think
I think we cover it all.
I think we're
Let's
good
do this
here.
a little less drunk next time.
Yeah, maybe next. Yeah, maybe we'll sober up and we'll come back for episode 2. For all those out there listening, thank you for tuning in to the first episode of
Guys who don't know shit about sports.
You stay classy, San Diego.
the show that I can't even fucking get the name right of.
Guys who don't know shit
Kill it.
about
Kill
sports.
it. Make it dead. Make
Here
it
we
dead.
go.